Everybody is convinced that Meta's massive investments in AI are finally starting to pay off, that all those billions in investment will make it the next big player in AI. But what if I told you the numbers tell a different story? I've been tracking the push of Meta into AI, and it's starting to feel like more of a gamble than a strategy, so let's dive into it. For years, Meta has been on an AI spending spree, billions poured into infrastructure, data centers, and new AI models. The company proudly talks about how it's building the foundation of the AI future. With every earnings call, the same message is trumpeted: more investment, more engineers, more innovation. The promise is clear. All this spending will soon turn Meta into a true AI leader, a rival to OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic. That's the building part of the story. Meta wants to be an AI-first company, from chatbots inside Instagram and WhatsApp to AI-generated filters and content creation tools across Facebook. The company insists that its products are transforming how billions interact online. It open-sourced its Llama models, meaning developers get free access to technology that its competitors keep tightly controlled. On paper, it's a winning formula: massive reach, strong technical teams, and bold moves in generative AI. But cracks begin to show once you start examining what all this money is actually producing. Meta keeps spending, while the revenue curve doesn't keep up. Behind the headlines about AI innovation, its income still overwhelmingly derives from advertising, the same business model it's relied on for 2 decades. All these AI announcements haven't created a new revenue stream that can stand on its own. Investors are starting to notice. That's where this story starts to break. For all the talk of AI breakthroughs, Meta's products haven't really changed how people use its platforms. Most users still log into Instagram and Facebook to scroll through photos, videos, and stories, not to chat with AI assistants. The engagement with Meta's new AI tools is shallow, experimental at best. People try them once or twice, maybe ask the chatbot a funny question, and then go back to their regular feeds. Meanwhile, the costs keep on rising. Meta's reality labs and AI divisions consume tens of billions every year in operational expenses. The financial returns from the data centers powering those AIs are growing fast, too, but nowhere near enough to justify that growth. Investors who were patient during the metaverse phase see a similar pattern repeat itself: huge bets on the future, vague timelines for profitability, and declining confidence in whether Meta's vision can ever pay off. Even from within, the strategy seems fuzzy. It's making everything all at once: open source models, consumer chatbots, AI creator tools, recommendation algorithms, and hardware like the Quest headset. But none of these pieces clearly fit together into a single, sustainable ecosystem. The company keeps talking about AI everywhere, but it more often feels like AI everywhere, revenue nowhere. It's a fragmented strategy that seems more about keeping up with the competition than creating something truly differentiated. Let's look at Llama, Meta's flagship AI model. It's technically impressive, capable of competing with models from OpenAI or Anthropic in raw performance. But because it's open source, Meta doesn't charge for access. That means developers can use Llama freely without contributing to Meta's bottom line. The goodwill this generates doesn't necessarily translate into profit. It's an odd position, Meta leading in AI development, but with little to show for it financially. While ambitious, the Meta infrastructure spending is incredibly risky. The company has become one of the largest buyers of NVIDIA GPUs in the world, investing heavily in AI clusters and supercomputing power. But without strong AI-driven revenue, those assets are financial anchors rather than growth engines. The more Meta spends on catching up to competitors, the further it risks falling behind in investor confidence. The core of the problem isn't technology, it's identity. It reinvents Meta every few years, as if each wave would bring back its growth trajectory. First, it was social networking, then the metaverse, and now AI. Still, none of those has fundamentally solved the problems of its dependence on advertising. Each big shift turns into a side story of the same business model. AI was supposed to break that cycle. So far, it's reinforcing it. The irony is that Meta actually has the right ingredients for success: scale, data, user engagement, and engineering muscle. But its execution feels reactionary. When OpenAI released ChatGPT, Meta rushed to launch its own AI assistants. When Google pushed AI in search, Meta added AI stickers and smart captions to Instagram. Every move feels defensive, not visionary. Instead of leading the AI revolution, Meta is chasing it, and spending more than anyone else just to stay visible. That's why investors have started to question sustainability. How long can a company spend this aggressively without delivering measurable returns? Meta's AI projects may pay off eventually, but eventually is not good enough when quarterly reports show rising costs and flattening profit margins. The company says it's building for the long term, but Wall Street lives in the short term, and the stock market is running out of patience. So yes, Meta is pushing boundaries. It's building serious AI infrastructure and research talent, but all of that brilliance is overshadowed by a simple reality. Users aren't excited, and investors aren't convinced. AI has become Meta's newest obsession, yet the results feel more like an expensive experiment than a clear step forward. Meta wanted to reinvent itself again to prove it could dominate another era of tech, but unless these investments start creating value that matches the cost, it risks turning AI into another metaverse, a bold idea that burned billions without lighting the way forward. Outro. In today's video, we talked about Meta's massive AI gamble, the billions spent, the promises made, and the reality that's starting to worry investors. The spending keeps rising, but the returns are not following. It is a bold vision that might not be sustainable much longer. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.